Welcome back. You're still watching World Insight, coming to you Monday to Friday on CGTN, and I'm Tian Wei. Aiming at becoming the most advanced AI innovation center in the world before the year 2030, China is fast becoming a global leader in the field. Baidu, the Chinese search giant, doubled down on artificial intelligence as the core of their strategy, especially on autonomous driving and voice recognition. On the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos this year, I sat down with Zhang Yaqin, the president of Baidu, who shared his insights on AI with me. Before we go to the interview, take a look at this first.
Artificial intelligence is changing the world China's speed. That's how Baidu, the nation's largest search engine, describes its AI ambition. Earlier this month, the company launched its autopilot vehicle, Apollo 2.0. The car can drive itself on barrier-less city roads. Currently, Baidu has devoted a lot of resources to autonomous driving and voice recognition, and developed autonomous driving platform Apollo and conversational AI platform DuerOS. Zhang Yaqin, the Baidu president, said the company is now entering a new era of AI, and China can lead in technology and R&D together with the U.S. It commits 15% of its revenue to research and development and has grown rapidly in China. It now has more than 2,000 people in its AI group. Earlier in 2016, China's State Council announced an AI development plan stating that China will become the most advanced AI innovation center in the world before 2030. Can Baidu really take China's unparalleled scale advantage to dominate the global AI market?
I'm joined here at the World Economic Forum by Dr. Yaqin Zhang, president of Baidu. Welcome to our program.
Nice to be here. Nice to see you at Davos.
Again.
Yes,
Again.
yes.
So a lot of takeaway this year?
Yes, yeah, this is exciting. This is, of course, the largest Davos ever. There's also a record of Chinese attendance. And I love it. It's cold, but you meet with a lot of people.
Yes, indeed. A lot of intensity of discussions as well, particularly about artificial intelligence. That is quite a field that the world is thinking about. Ethical issues, legal issues, that's what people are talking about.
That's right. Yeah, on one side, people are excited about the opportunities AI creates. And also people are concerned about all the issues that come with that. For example, possible loss of jobs and also misuse of the capability and the data. But overall, AI is the most significant transformative force of our time. It really elevates our user experiences for our products. A significant change to the traditional industry, but also it creates new categories. It has a significant, profound socio-economic value.
You and I were talking about this.
Yes.
During the summer Davos.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Earlier, just a few months ago.
Right.
And of course, a few months later, the topic had changed also.
Right.
Because it's shaping more to the ethical area,
right.
legal area.
Right.
Well, at the same time, the competition
right.
for artificial intelligence
right.
inside China is getting ever more severe.
Right.
You know better than I do about
right.
that,
right.
Dr. Zhang.
Yeah.
So tell me exactly what are we looking at?
Yeah, when a significant opportunity comes, a new industry arrives, that competition is normal. The heightened competition means it is real and means there are tremendous opportunities. I think it's healthy, it's a good thing. If you look at in China, essentially all the big internet companies are transforming into AI companies.
You're having intense competition.
Yeah, which is good. And also you see startups, the ventures are beginning to do really well in some verticals.
But when you say it's a good competition, the question is, what is your advantage? What are the advantages of the others? How do you distinguish yourself? Or there's going to be, ruthless kinds of competition?
Right. Well, we are very fortunate in the sense we started investing in machine learning AI much earlier than everybody else. So we had a lot of great talents. We accumulate a number of technologies, and also through search, and other services, we're able to accumulate a large amount of data. So we have essentially talent, technology, data, and scenarios, applications. So right now, I'm very happy to see that we are ahead of everybody else in China, and also we are in the frontier of AI worldwide. If you look at autonomous driving technology and the platform we've been developing, it's really gained a tremendous momentum, not only within China but also in global.
What kind of time frame are we looking at, Dr. Zhang, when it comes to driverless cars, for example?
Yeah, it actually happens faster than most people think. Because of the open platform, Apollo we released, it actually accelerates the innovation and also commercialization of level 3 and level 4. Obviously, we don't manufacture cars. So we work with car makers, and they will put this in the marketplace.
Right.
For example, one of our major partner, Jinlong,
yes.
That is the second largest bus manufacturer in China. They will actually release level 4 cars, minibuses, end of this year. And we also see quite a few others will release cars of different level of autonomy in the next few years. I think China has an edge, has an advantage in terms of the market acceptance and the regulatory environment, and also the speed. When I talk about China, it's not only about the market, the capital, technology, and talent. It is actually about efficiency and the speed, which in fact is a huge advantage China over other countries.
Now we see countries around the world are all jumping into this big area of artificial intelligence. Talent is the same.
Yes.
So, okay, China could use money, cash to attract talent. China could use data to attract talent. But what is the ultimate thing that you think China could be attractive to international talent?
It's the opportunity. When you are trying to attract and nurture talents, retain talents, the number one thing is, for the time they spend in your company,
yes.
What are the difference I can make? It's not about money. It's not about a certain position. It's really about the things, the difference you can make, the opportunities you can create. I think China right now has so many different applications, scenarios. And also people are very open-minded to embracing new things. Right. For example, autonomous driving. Right. According to a survey, 92% of the Chinese consumers say, "Wow, if this happens, I'd love to try it. I'd love to use that service."
Try the new thing.
Yeah. In India, it's about 70%. American, about 52%. European, 45%. So the Chinese consumers are very open-minded, enthusiastic for new things, which creates a big market opportunity. Companies as well. If you talk with traditional companies in China, whether it's manufacturing, steel plants, or just retails, they actually are very, very open to embrace new technologies. So that is it's a key difference between China, the U.S., and Europe. It's a leapfrog all the current infrastructure.
That's very encouraging. But on the other hand, what if national governments come up with more strict policies when it comes to the flow of talents, when it comes to development of technologies? What would business community do?
Well, that's the reason why I keep stress that it's technologies and talents should be borderless. And I just reading Donald Trump is trying to put a certain tax on the goods, in terms of and also talent, immigration, things like that. I think those are very short-sighted. China actually has been doing a good job in terms of opening up and being a champion of globalization. And we see that again last year, President Xi Jinping was sent out a very, very clear message that China is a strong advocate and champion of a leader in globalization. And this year, Mr. Liu He reaffirmed that message and really resonates very well with all the participants.
And what about the competition also? Among the so-called tech giants, there are, on the one hand, people talk about these giants having too much monopoly power. In China, you also have the BAT, B included with Baidu. Overseas, you see, Google, Facebook, these companies also have so big a voice in the decision-making process and also in the market. So what about the monopoly issue? From a business person, how do you articulate that?
Yeah. Well, in fact, I just came out of a session.
Okay.
That's kind of big
Fresh
power.
out of the oven.
That's right. Big power, big impact. I actually want to add a big responsibility. Right? Indeed, for the first time in history, the top 5 most valuable companies are all internet companies,
yes.
the big 5.
Yes,
and China also, if you look at 4 of the top 10 tech companies in the world are from China. So indeed, there are a lot of impact. And as a big company, we do have to be responsible for the things we do and do good to society and be part of.
What do you mean by being responsible? What exactly do you refer to?
Right. For example,
I think there's a monopoly issue. It's not just social responsibility. There's a monopoly issue.
Right. If you look at right now, just mentioned the competition is very intense. There isn't, there really no monopoly at this point. Just look at the search. China, how many search engines are there?
But there are only 1 or 2 that is really occupying about 90% of the market.
That's the user's choice, right? Because because you have a better price.
Well, you could always argue that that's the rule of the market. But the thing is, the rule of market sometimes produce monopolies. The monopoly sometimes wouldn't lead to the next round of healthy development.
Right. Monopolies typically produce when there's a protection. In China, actually, overall internet, the competition is more intense than in other countries, whether it's O2O, it's search, or even e-commerce. There are a lot of competition. When there are real competition taking place, the chance of producing a monopoly is small. There are companies who dominate the market because they have a better products, better technology, and better talents, which is healthy. So let me get back to the responsibility part. For example, in AI, when we develop a technology, we want to make sure it is economically beneficial, but it also does good to the society. Face recognition is a wonderful technology. It actually helps you to do a lot of good things in terms of societal benefits. For example, can help you to find the lost children. And will also make the transaction, the financial transaction, a lot more convenient.
Yeah. What is the point?
My point is companies can use technology to benefit the society. Right? Not to charity or to just make the society a lot more overall more equitable.
I see. Right. A lot of takeaway from this year's forum.
Well, this is one of the best Davos in terms of the whole world economy. Is overall very positive. All the major economic zones are showing positive growth. A few years ago, even last year, there were a lot of concerns. Right now, China is doing well. The U.S. is doing well. European, actually are doing pretty well. That's right. Japan's doing well. So this is actually one of the better times in the history of the world economy.
So some positive message to take away.
That's right.
All right. Yaqin Zhang, what a pleasure to have you here. Once again,
nice
see you in World Economic Forum.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yaqin Zhang, President of Baidu, one of the tech giants from China. And that is all the time we have for today. If you'd like to see more, try to find us World Insight CGTN into your search engine, or check out our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Sina Weibo. From me, Tian Wei, and everyone on the World Insight team, thanks for watching. Tune in again next time for insights across China and around the world. Good night.